Was Spain the right choice for us to emigrate to, or would it have been better if we had gone, I don't know, to the United States? The truth is that despite everything, we've achieved a lot here in Spain. There have been good things, bad things, life experiences, but choosing Spain as our destination has opened many doors for us. Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. In case you don't know me, I'm Anita Mateo. I'm Cuban and I live in Spain, specifically in La Coruña in the north of Spain. Please subscribe, join, and support the channel so it can continue to grow, as that's very important. In today's video, I want to talk to you about something you've likely seen in the title, and these past few days have been, as you probably know. Have you seen it in the previous videos about a new process in my life? Reflecting on it, it's always good to look at everything we've achieved, the good things, the positive things we've accomplished. Today I'm joined by my dearest Greta Gretel, space yes. As you know, she also lives here in La Coruña, and thanks to her, we've come together and become very good friends. Gretel is celebrating today, right? 2 years here in Spain.
Coincidentally, I'm celebrating 2 years here in Spain. It's incredible. I can't even believe how fast it's gone by. It's been a while, but yes, 2 years here and so many things have changed.
That's why in this video, both of us are going to talk about all the things we've accomplished. We've achieved different things. I've been in Spain for 1.5 years, and Gretel has been here for 2 years.
I think everything has been for the better.
I mean, everything has been for the better since we left Cuba. Everything is for the better. There's nothing negative. There are many lessons, new things, and processes, but ultimately it's all for the better. It's not about being bad or good. Let's start with the video. Subscribe to Gretel's channel. Also support her. Support Cuban women. One thing I have to mention is that everything I've achieved so far in Spain, one of the main things, and the one I'm most grateful for, is still being able to make a living from YouTube. Whether you think this is a job or not, it's something that takes time, dedication, and study, and in the end, we earn money from it. I never really thought, like when I arrived in Spain, my plan wasn't actually to keep making a living from YouTube. I said, well, I'm going to do what everyone else does, but sometimes your path isn't the same as everyone else's. You have to follow your own path. Thanks to all of you who keep watching me, I was able to keep making a living from YouTube. Because you kept supporting me, and it wasn't my plan, but I thought, well, if you keep supporting me, I'm still here. I've achieved so many things thanks to YouTube here in Spain, if this is considered a job. Currently, I'm already self-employed, which is another thing I achieved and something I want to talk about later. Without YouTube, I wouldn't have gotten my residency, I wouldn't have been able to become self-employed and all those things. I might still be here without legal documents, without being a resident of this country. And that's something I have to be grateful for, like being able to keep working at what I love and that it has opened many more doors for me. And it's something I look back on and say, wow, what if I hadn't chosen the YouTube path, because I could have stayed in Cuba. With a normal job like everyone else, people told me I had to get a real job, right? I would still be in Cuba because I wouldn't have been able to leave. Because I trusted myself, my abilities, and my dreams. And not listening to other people's advice, because sometimes people give you advice based on what is considered right by society. But that's what they want you to do. But when you follow your instincts and do what you want, everything turns out better. By trusting my instincts, I chose to pursue YouTube. Not accepting a regular job that they had offered me in Cuba, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't be here telling you this story.
I could say that my main achievement has been bringing my daughters from Cuba to Spain. That, without a doubt, has been my greatest achievement. Maybe many people see it as something normal, but believe me, emigrating from your country is already hard, and emigrating while leaving your children behind is even harder. And for me to have managed to bring both of them here, with that, I feel like it's all been worth it. I usually discuss it with Anita, since we made a video a while back where she asked me questions like, how is it living here alone or with the girls? We did that some time ago. It's incredible how time passes, and in the end, the girls are already here. Look, right now we're recording this video, the girls are in their drawing classes, and we're recording a video for Anita's channel. It's incredible, and without a doubt, that's my greatest achievement, for which I feel grateful and blessed, and whatever else you want to call it. That's all thanks to Spain, the country I chose to emigrate to.
And while I don't have any daughters or sons, I managed to bring my pet from Cuba, who was like my daughter. She was the closest thing I had, someone that close to me, someone I'd really miss. And a lot of people ask me, what about your family? And you take your dog and not your family? Look, a dog is much easier. In fact, Phoebe had documentation and a European passport before I did. Family is much harder. First of all, look, it's just me here by myself. My family is huge. Unfortunately, I can't handle that. It's impossible. Besides, it's not up to me. It depends on the embassy, the visa, the bureaucracy, which is huge. And well, that's it. At least what I have been able to achieve while being here is a bit of financial stability, which has allowed me to help my family a little. And well, I always said if I left Cuba, it would be to give my family a better life and help them. I've achieved that here in Spain thanks to my job. Another thing, at least for me, I don't know about you, is that I've been able to have other goals and dreams besides leaving the country. For example, in Cuba. What is the main goal and dream of people, both young and old?
To leave the country? To leave?
Leaving the country is your constant goal, on your mind day and night, even in your dreams. Since childhood, I've dreamed of leaving the country.
At school, there was a slam book asking about wishes. Mine was to leave the country.
They would pass it around at school, and that was my goal. So when I left, I was already here. I've been able to dream, to think about other things, to think that I want to have a house, that I want to have a car, that I want to have a job, a career, like other things. It's not about leaving or focusing all my energy on leaving this country. Now I feel I can settle here, be happy, put down roots, and have a different future. It's not about wanting to leave, hopefully from Spain. Yeah. Because there are people who say that Spain is going to get worse, and no, I really hope that doesn't happen.
It's just that you can't see it. You can't see that. I don't think that's something I've achieved, but yes, how do I approach it? It's like you say, like people in Cuba who dream of leaving the country, that's something you've achieved because you left. And at least I've managed not to have to worry about what I'm going to eat tomorrow. My biggest trauma has been, and will always be, worrying about what I'll eat tomorrow, especially with 2 little girls. That's my trauma. What am I going to feed them? What snack will I send with them to school? What will I do? Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that here anymore, since even with little money, you can buy any food. So I feel happy. There are expensive foods, there are cheaper foods, but there is food. So that worry of not knowing how to feed my daughters, I've overcome that here. Is it not possible?
Another thing I feel I've achieved and that makes me feel really good is also changing my way of thinking, my way of seeing life, because what happens? Here you meet people of different nationalities, because in Spain I've had the opportunity to meet people from Spain, both from Galicia and from other autonomous communities in Spain, and I've also had the chance to meet foreigners. Now what happens? When you meet people from other places like that, they have a different way of seeing life. Many people don't see life the way we do. I, for example, used to think a certain way, especially us Cubans, when we leave Cuba. Many times we tend to focus more on all the material things we can get because we always had so many shortages. Not everyone, I don't want to generalize, but usually we always think about the material things we can get. But I have met people who always, for example, Raquel, to talk about her case in the United States, had access to all the material things. But her way of seeing life is about experiences, about traveling, about living experiences, about living a peaceful, calm life. It doesn't matter if you have material things or not, it's not the priority, and that's something I like to see. It's like that's not what's fundamental in life, material things. There are so many other important things you can focus on, like your life, how you want it to be, and you think according to how you live. We Cubans, since we've always lived with so many shortages, whenever we leave, we always think about the material things we can get, and not so much about experiences and about other simpler things in life.
Well, in my case, I've managed to integrate myself more and more into this country every day. And I say that because, you see, I've really expanded my circle of friends. I'm not saying that I don't still hang out with Cuban people. Well, I do. I mean, I'm Cuban, we're the Latin flavor. But have I integrated, or am I integrating into this society? And that's something I like, because in the end we end up living in this country. I feel that little by little we have to get more involved with this culture because it's the place we chose to emigrate to. So what better way to do it than by integrating into their culture with people, meeting new people. Lately I've met a lot of Spaniards, not just from Galicia, but from all over Spain. And I really like to learn from their knowledge, their ways of speaking, their words, their way of eating, dressing, and their lifestyles. I don't know, that's something I've really enjoyed and I've achieved. I feel that this year, and I don't know, I feel like I'm going to keep making a lot more friends here in Spain, and I like having friends like that because that's what Anita says. They think differently and see life differently, probably because they didn't experience the hardships we did. That's why they're more open-minded and freer. They are, I don't know, I'm not saying, wait, because people might take it the wrong way. People can misunderstand things, say, oh, now she's saying that, and what about Cubans? No, Cubans. I will always defend my country and all the Cubans I know. But I also feel that it's good to connect with other people who live here, specifically in Spain.
We've also accomplished something. Gretel's been here 2 years, and I've been here 1.5 years. And we've already managed to get our residency, and by having residency, we've also gained the freedom, to choose whether we want to go back to our country or not, which is something that takes many people much longer to achieve. For example, I got it in 1 year, Gretel in 1.5 years, right?
The residency? Yes, the residency.
Since you came here to study, you had to renew it. For example, I chose to return to Cuba, but Gretel hasn't been there yet. She brought her daughters, but since my whole family is there, I chose to go back. Because I have freedom here, we have freedom, which is another thing we've achieved. I choose whether I go or not, you know. Now, if I didn't have the papers here, then I wouldn't be able to leave, and that's a different story. But we've already managed to become residents and soon citizens.
Oh yes, soon citizens, so we can have our Spanish passport, my love.
And another thing we've achieved here and that we have the opportunity to do is to study. Look, here it's not like in Cuba. There you have to study the major your grades qualify you for, and that's what... Hello?
Please, does my girlfriend follow you guys? Oh, I said, is this really happening? While we're recording, people now recognize us on the street. That never happened in Cuba.
Here it's different. In Cuba, everything is more orderly and has its place. For example, when you finish high school, they make a list of all the students and assign you a major based on your grades. And that's it. That's your major. There aren't really many options to study whatever you want. If your grades aren't high enough, you can't study architecture, for example. It's technically free, but not really. It's free in quotes since you have to do 2 years of social service at a state-run place afterward. But anyway, the thing is that here there are so many other options. There are courses, there's vocational training. You can literally study whatever university degree you want. It's true you have to pay, but both public and private options are available, giving you choices at your fingertips. Now, if I want to take a vocational training course, the other day I signed up for a vocational course to become a real estate agent, a Mary, and they called me and everything because I don't know, I like that, and if I want to study it, I can, and that's a freedom. It feels amazing, like being able to be whatever you want to be.
And also, if you want to study, for example, in another country, you can do it.
Exactly.
You don't have to be here in Spain?
That doesn't exist in Cuba, and things like going away for the summer or studying abroad don't happen, and not everything is perfect or positive. We've also managed, well, I don't know if I should call it an achievement, but it's a new reality, and it's having a lot more responsibility here, in my country. I barely had anything, like I would run out of money, and I knew I had my family's house to go to. I mean, I had support, a close family. I have family here, but here I'm in a city all by myself. If I'm not responsible, I either run out of money or something else happens, or I don't work, or any of those things, literally. I might end up on the street, but I won't since there are always friends or acquaintances around. Still, it's not the same. I'm not sure you understand. My circle is much smaller here. Over there, my mom, dad, and extended family are around, so I know I won't be left out on the street alone. I feel I have a much greater burden and responsibility. I must be very responsible with my work because if I don't make videos or if I'm not feeling well, I won't get paid or have money. And, well, if I had another job, any kind of job, I would have to be really responsible and keep that job. Because I'm here in a country that's not my own, so I have to move forward with whatever comes my way. I can't be complaining or anything like that. And now, becoming self-employed too. Now this whole tax thing is something new for me, but I have to be very responsible with it and do a lot of calculations. Asking for receipts for everything is a responsibility that, for example, I didn't have in Cuba. It's really very different. How the system works there and how it works here, it's nothing alike. And all that responsibility has stressed me out a little bit, but in the end, it's something you have to do. To get ahead in a society, you have to know how that society works and adapt to it. And, well, just moving forward, keep working, pay your taxes, all those things I've managed to do.
More than an achievement, I've learned to manage my money in this country. Maybe when I first arrived, I used to spend a lot more. Maybe I used to spend a lot more in Cuba too. Also because you live more day to day, things like that.
In Cuba, money isn't highly valued.
In this country, you really learn to value your money. Before I might spend 50 euros on something silly, but now I stop and ask if I really need it. I already have these clothes. Do I want more? No, so I save it for something more important. Why? Because now I have more expenses, because now I have to pay for many more things. The rent, the apartment, electricity, water, the phone, food, going out, trips. I've learned to appreciate so much more, especially after experiencing poverty. That's how it is. I've come to value my income for sure.
Because you always have to have savings. I think that when you're in another country, you try to always have savings and funds. That's very important because you never know what's going to happen. And that's what we say. We're relatively alone. We might have family and all, but really never...
We're alone here. Right now, for example, in this case, Anita was saying that she became self-employed here and she's paying her taxes. I'm moving my accounts from the United States, where my channel was, to Spain. During this transition, my finances have struggled because I still need to receive payments.
You didn't get paid this month?
I didn't get paid this month and they still haven't paid me. Because of this, I've learned to appreciate what little I have even more. Before I became a big consumer, I used to go everywhere just looking around. Not anymore, because now, sometimes in life, when you go through a problem, unfortunately, that's when you get that push to learn all at once. And is it really literal what happened to me all of a sudden? Did you run out of money, didn't get paid this month, save what you have then? That has helped me, like a reality check, to learn to save the little I might have or the lot I might have, and you won't see me anymore. Well, the compulsive shopper still lives in me, but I have her under control. I control her with just a coffee for $1.50, and well...
And with all these things, with this video, what we want, like, to let you know is that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to, especially when you leave Cuba, because we keep coming back to that topic. Honestly, we should be grateful to be in Spain. But what's more important than the country is your determination and goals. You can achieve what you set your mind to.
The expectations you set, whether you meet them or not, I have this expectation and want to fulfill it, then move on to the next. And this is a country, like I think most countries in the world, that allows you to always move forward, progress, and grow. And I really like that.
Yes, just like them, I mean me. It's been hard for me to define my next step because, well, I have to be really grateful that I've achieved so much. Honestly, what I want the most is to be able to bring my family, but I already told you that's super hard. That's not something that happens overnight. From Cuba, I mean the ones from Cuba, nothing.
As Anita says, a dog leaves faster. It sounds odd, but it's true. It's easier to get a dog out of Cuba than a person.
Exactly. That would be like hopefully my next goal. Right now, my next goal is to keep working, focus on myself, save money, you know. I also have to save. I can't spend all my money either. And you also think like, I can't send all my money to Cuba, you know. Of course, I have to have my savings and all that, especially for when my family is here and everything. So it's pretty complicated to manage everything at the same time. Helping your family, keeping your savings, the dog.
Staying stable.
All of that. Being alone here, moving forward, learning to live with this system, paying taxes, everything is quite complicated.
You know, I have to say it in this video because I have to say here that I consider us brave people.
Of course.
We are.
Leaving your country already?
Isn't able to leave your comfort zone and start over in a new country with just the clothes on your back, that's basically me.
Literally, I brought a change of clothes, one outfit, and that's it. I didn't bring anything else.
My 3 little rags?
Just one pair of bloomers. I brought the bloomers I was wearing and nothing else. I bought, what is a bloomer? The panties, for those who don't know. I brought the panties I was wearing and nothing else. The underwear, that's it. I bought new panties when I arrived.
I packed my 3 belongings in a borrowed small suitcase since I didn't have one. That's all I had.
And that's how we started our life, with a little suitcase. And well...
Anita, but look, when I started living here, I lived in a room like this, you know? And now I can...
Say that.
I can now say I've at least managed to keep my apartment after sharing one.
Do you already have your own apartment too?
It's not my house, but as long as I pay for it.
Of course, not yet. Hopefully soon I'll have a little house and a car. First the car and then the house. And well, that's it. Let's wrap up the video. After all this talk, I hope you liked it, that you found it interesting. Follow my dear friend Gretel, follow us on our channels. Remember that every Friday we have a new video, and comment down below whatever you want. If it's hate, hey my love, it doesn't matter. If it's love, a kiss for you, I love you.
1 kiss to make you love us, and 2 so you won't love us.
And 2 so you won't love us. And well, I just hope this video has also served as motivation for you. For many people who are also having a hard time because they're in a country alone, maybe things aren't going so well for them. Remember, this too will pass. There are many people
who are having a harder time than we are.
There are many people who are having a much harder time. This is more a path of endurance and strength than of speed, because little by little, everything will fall into place and things will go much better for you. If you need encouragement, we're giving it to you.
The important thing isn't getting there.
We've also had a tough time. We
have to make a video about that.
About the bad things that happened to us, yes. No, we've struggled, even if you think otherwise. People say we live comfortably as YouTubers, just making videos and living off YouTube. That's not true. We face things you can't imagine, but that's a story for another video.
We can talk a lot in another video.